into the last 16 we go then, and it's the first opportunity this weekend to see mighty Michael van Gerwen in action on the stream board. Of course, lost out in the opening round yesterday. That was to Boris Kritschmar. Did average over 101 in that contest, but it's going to be very interesting indeed to see how he throws in this one. And it is, regardless of the context around Michael van Gerwen and how he's feeling ahead of the Premier League, a mouth-watering clash. They have already met 5 times in the past. Josh Rock with 1 win to his name. That was, of course, a whitewash victory in the semi-final of the Austrian Dart Open.
84. Came
close in Prague as well last weekend in what was a real quality encounter between the two. But Josh Rock wired double 12, didn't he, yesterday for a 9-darter against Devon Peterson. Went 100. On to lose the leg. It was the only leg he lost in that particular match. But really excited, not just to watch this particular match, Dan Dawson, but just to see Michael 42. Van Gerwen in action. We've talked a lot about him and how his arm was. You can see it giving it a little bit of a shake there. Do you think a deep run here would be beneficial, or do you think he just wants to test it out?
Well, he's lucky to be here for a start, because he's survived match darts, multiple match darts against Cam Crabtree. Josh Payne pushed him, Daryl Gurney pushed him. Michael van Gerwen is not playing his best. He's only averaging 92 for the day. Josh Rock is looking at 259 here. We don't have a functioning scoreboard, so I'm going to try and keep you updated.
95.
95 gets him down to 164. There we go. An MVG is way back. If Michael van Gerwen continues playing 94. Like he's done so far today, then Josh Rock is going to beat him. He's been better than him today so far. But, as we have seen in their previous meetings, Michael van Gerwen tends 100. To raise his game because he respects this young man as a potential threat. How about this? Can't follow it to give himself a dart at the top.
Yeah, we saw Jared Cole come very close to taking that finish out a little while ago, but Josh Rock then take the opening leg of this one. Acquires that same target, and he does pin tops for a 17-dart hold of throw to kickstart this contest.
Now, this is in the bottom half of the draw.
100.
So the winner of this plays either Scott Williams, who we've seen a lot of on this streaming board today, or Boris Kritschmar. And it's in the same half of the draw as Andrew Gilding versus Steve Lennon.
140.
And Gerwin Price versus Joe Cullen. Price, the form-man in darts right now. Cullen, maybe the form-man here today. He's played magnificently
100.
Today so far, Joe Cullen. That is a big, big game.
Yeah, played so well that in the last match that he played in, as Josh Rock piles in the first, you would think of possibly many 180s in this contest. Yeah, Joe Cullen averaged 96 in his last match, and that was a considerable drop-off, having averaged 109 and 110 in his first 2 matches of the day today.
90.
Really responded incredibly well to that defeat to Sagansky yesterday.
Treble 18 cannot be found. And Michael
63.
van Gerwen, despite a 177 in this leg, is in danger of being broken. Double-double. There's the first. And there's the second. Josh Rock with a 91 checkout. Double 17, double top. Scintillating stuff from the young Northern Irishman. Something happens every time they meet. You mentioned the 7-0 whitewash of Josh Rock beat Van Gerwen in Graz. We saw him hit a 9-darter in their first meeting at the Grand Slam, and it was one of Van Gerwen's best displays the whole year last year. Averaged 108 and only won it 10-8. This year, he beat him. Van Gerwen beat Rock in a final to claim his first title of the year. Met a couple of times on the Euro Tour in the last few weeks, and Van Gerwen has had to average 103 on both occasions to stop this young man. It is guaranteed entertainment and guaranteed excellence, usually from both, but definitely from one of them when they meet.
Yeah, you just feel this could be, going forward, one of the most engrossing contests in darts. The respect you mentioned that they have for each other, but Michael knowing he needs to raise his level to compete with him. And you mentioned this, not a shock, Michael van Gerwen has played to this sort of level. He's still not playing badly by any stretch of the imagination.
140.
But it's interesting to see whether he has that other gear that you said he can find against Josh Rock, whether he's got that in his locker here. He does stay up. I can see the bemusement on your face, as well as maybe his now.
Yeah, curious decision. If he hadn't hit the treble there, he'd have lived 159.
Game shot.
But it does not matter, because Josh Rock is just going about his business. And ridiculously, right now, Josh Rock is 133% on his doubles. He's 4 out of 3. Hit tops first time of asking twice, and then he hit tops at the end of a double-double finish. So all of the doubles that Josh Rock is going for, he is hitting.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to find out as well at the end of the day
140.
what Michael van Gerwen has got from this weekend. Of course, players want to win this tournament outright. I feel like that's taken a bit of a back seat for Michael van Gerwen this
58.
weekend. It is more, of course, to assess his arm in the build-up to the Premier League finals night at the O2.
95.
So it'll be interesting to see how he assesses this weekend and whether he's got what he wanted to out of it, regardless of how this one goes.
57.
Has got time on his side in this particular leg.
96.
Well, he should be getting his first darts at a double in this game, MVG.
$56.
Well, he'll get millions of them. How many does he need? Ooh. Double 12.
Yep.
Always worth checking, even when you're one of the greatest
62.
players that's ever lived.
Yeah, it's not often that you do see Michael van Gerwen having to check what he requires. He will come back for double 6 to get himself a leg on the board 64. In this contest.
No score.
He misses all 3 of them. So you mentioned that he had plenty of time on his side in this one. But Josh Rock, despite not really doing a great deal in this leg after starting it with a 140, far too
86.
many trebleless visits in this one. He does find himself on tops if Michael van Gerwen misses any more at double 6. But he does finally get it with his 5th dart at that double to get a leg on the board. Something that you perhaps think wouldn't have happened had Josh Rock been as competitive in that leg as he had in previous.
Well, Josh Rock's already had 3 good legs. Find 3 more, that may be enough.
57.
As Michael van Gerwen continues to play at the sort of level that we've seen from him over the course of today. He has improved with each performance, certainly in terms of the numbers. He's gone from an 88 average to 91, and then it was 97 against Dowell Kearney. I mean, that's good. It's not great for MVG, but it's very good for everybody else.
171.
Yeah, but also good, as you mentioned earlier, that he's come through when he's been tested in those matches as well. He has found what's been required. But this is absolutely superb from Josh Rock to leave himself on a single to double combo after 9.
171.
Back to back 171s for Michael van Gerwen. And Josh Rock misses his first darts at double. He didn't need to go on 19s in the last visit, but he is hammering in treble 19s. Look at this from Michael van Gerwen. And double 16 is there. 171, 171, 102 out. A stunning 3 visits with 7 consecutive treble 19s from van Gerwen.
96.
And that is the first sign of Josh Rock faltering in this encounter. Not a bad way to respond.
$140.
Michael van Gerwen seems to just be finding something extra here now, doesn't he? It was quite a slow start compared to his opponent. As you mentioned, decent
44.
enough if you were any other player on the planet.
My word, he can't stop it. It's
171.
another 171. 3 171s and a 177 in this game for Van Gerwen.
100.
And it's another leg where he finds himself quite a way in front of his opponent.
Game shot.
And he manages to convert. That is absolutely excellent from Michael Van Gerwen. We wanted some answers as to how he was feeling ahead of Thursday night. Well, I think he is answering those
60.
questions. And just a word quickly on Rob Cross against Chris Dobie, because Rob Cross has just gone 4-2 up, averaging 116 in that one.
100.
So backing up what he produced yesterday.
Yeah, Cross looking to go back-to-back this weekend in Leicester. But there is plenty of top talent who'll be looking to stop him. And whoever comes through this contest may have a say about it. They wouldn't meet Cross until the final. And there's the likes of Damon Heta, Johnny Clayton, Dave Chisnell. Pascal Ruprecht in that other half of the draw. In his last 16 as a PDC player. Man who taught himself to play darts on YouTube.
85.
Now mixing it in the latter end of top tournaments involving the best players in the world.
He's playing Johnny Clayton in this one. I hope he didn't learn to count from him via YouTube. But he does find himself 1-0 up early on in that one. Gezi Price and Joe Cullen level at 3 apiece. Dave Chisnell, despite not playing anywhere near his best this weekend,
100.
finds himself in another last 16. But Michael Van Gerwen could find himself in front after this visit. He won't do, so Josh Rock
105.
to hold the throw and stop the rot in this one.
88. 4.
Game shot.
Important last dart found by Josh Rock, just to inch into the lead again. Won the first 3 legs, lost the next 3.
125.
But once again, we've got a game with both of these guys averaging around that ton mark with little spells of brilliance. And a spell here from Josh Rock could put him in a commanding position once again.
Yeah, he is finding
58.
that 180 with the same regularity as MVG is pinning the 171s. It's really impressive stuff from both of these players.
100. $93.
Advantage Rock. He's stolen the darts. And he is not going to let go of him.
Yep. 170.
Goes to the bullseye. Don't mind it at all. The 25 would have left him a finish where he only has to go single, single, double.
133.
More treble 19s from Michael Van Gerwen, but 51 for 5-3. And that is superb again from Josh Rock. Is another 4-visit leg. There have been a proliferation of 4-visit legs in this match between these two. Rock is averaging 103. He averaged 106 in beating Gary Anderson in the last round. He could be beating multiple world
43.
champions back to power through to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, and Gary Anderson threw everything at him in the last match.
60.
Michael Van Gerwen has produced moments of brilliance to get himself back into this particular contest, but Josh Rock has not faltered as he
53.
approaches the finishing line in this one.
Well, the primary concern for Michael Van Gerwen this weekend was would he be
96.
able to throw? He's shown over the last couple of days that he is able to throw. He has shown little glimpses that he's able to throw well, but I think there are more questions than answers from Michael Van Gerwen this weekend. He is going to go to the O2 on Thursday night for one of the biggest nights in the darting calendar, where he could walk away with more than £250,000 if he becomes the Premier League champion for a 7th time in his career. But a first-round exit yesterday and a potential exit at the last 16 today is not exactly the form that he would want to take in to that massive night in London.
136.
And Josh Rock, the player who's played in more last 16 matches in the last 2 years than Michael van Gerwen, won 11 of the 16. He could be about to win a 12th as Joe Cullen has just got the better of Gerwen Price, the player that Dan
61.
mentioned has been the form player of the day, averaged just shy of a ton and getting the better of Gezi Price. A huge result in that one, but Josh Rock, that is a huge slip into
74.
the 5-bed there. Rescues it nicely if he's to return. For Michael van Gerwen to break and extend this contest.
17.
Unable to. More missed darts at double from Michael van Gerwen, and Josh Rock to wrap this up and get his second victory over Michael van Gerwen.
Game shot.
And he does exactly that. It was largely top quality from Josh Rock in that one. Spells of brilliance from Michael van Gerwen as well, as he went 171, 171, 102 out. That, you see, the highest checkout of the contest. Impressive stuff from Michael van Gerwen, but as Dan mentioned, some question marks head into the O2 for Josh Rock. He marches into the quarterfinals.